Well, it looks like today we're going to be talking about transmissions or transfer cases or some sort of garbage. I don't know. First up, we have the married transfer case. The reason we call it a married transfer case is, by the way, the transfer case is coupled or mated directly up to the transmission, almost inseparable looking. Well, doggone, I'll bet they have a wonderful relationship with great communication and one of those annoying conjoined Facebook accounts so they can show the entire world what a successful relationship looks like because we do everything together. Blah! Hanging off each other, even out in public all the time. Next up, we have the divorce transfer case. Now, you'll notice that though the transfer case is clearly separated from the transmission, this transmission can never fully seem to get away from the transfer case. It always finds itself yoked to it. There's a lesson here, so you might want to pay attention, boys and girls. Even though the transfer case might divorce you, move in at the neighbors, claim to be all independent because it has its own cross member it's hanging off of, it seems to be more than happy to stay connected to the transmission. And the only way that this transmission could ever hope to get out from underneath all that alimony is if this transfer case decides to marry itself up to another unfortunate transmission. This looks like a pretty happy transmission. It's able to put all of its efforts and ambition directly into whatever project it so chooses. Because it doesn't have a transfer case redirecting all of its energy in another direction that the transfer case sees best. Some of my best memories are back when I had a two-wheel drive transmission. Life was simple. Definitely a lot cheaper. And doggone it, in the wintertime, if the roads got too nasty, you just stayed home. It was you. What's it matter? Don't go anywhere. You didn't have a transfer case trying to drag you to a new process family reunion in the middle of a doggone blizzard. Having a transfer case just gives you a false sense of security. That thing starts filling your head with all kinds of crazy ideas like you two can just go through anything together, whereas in reality you end up just stuck in deeper crap than if you just remained single. Two-wheel drive, whatever. And it's not just the transfer case. That thing brings its whole family. Front axle, front drive shaft, all these other parts that just add problems. After a few years, you end up having to pay for a lift kit, and pretty soon you're having more problems, so you decide to buy yourself a big set of rims and tires to try and mask the problem, but naturally that doesn't do anything. Next thing you know, you're up to your axles in debt. Then you end up having to call your dad to come bail you out, which is just going to make the situation worse. Maybe we better move on here. Next. Oh. Now that's gross. I'm not doing that one. That's unnatural. All jokes aside, I've been married up to my old reliable NP205 transfer case for many years now, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Granted, I'm pretty sure there's a bearing going out because, man, that thing whines a lot. And let's face it, with that big old iron case, you wouldn't dare to try and lift that thing by yourself. I guess they don't call it a 205 for nothing. And the thing
Unless you want to be the one with the divorce transfer case, you better put that thing in reverse.
I